Hey gang, how's it going? It's the Friday takeaway. It's Friday, obviously, because it's the Friday takeaway. And it's just little old me today talking to you on a Friday before we hit the weekend. The sun is shining. I'm in great old form. I hope you are as well. I'll tell you why I'm in great form. Well, because the sun is shining. Jeannie Mac, it makes such a difference, doesn't it? But also because I've just started getting my boot camps and workshops back into the world after a huge break of 12 months and actually 14 months of not doing any, and it feels really good. A bit stressful, a bit nerve-wracking, just getting back into the jive of doing those workshops and programs, but it feels really good to actually be back doing them again, and I'm excited. Today I want to talk to you about something that is coming to me a lot from people on Instagram, in my email, in the Biscuit Factory, which is the private membership community that I run, where I spend most of my time. How do you juggle all the things? How do you manage to keep up with social media, keep all the things going, like the creating the stories, the content, the blog posts, the images, and have time to create your actual work? And this has come up a lot. In the factory, we do lots of Q&As and obviously hot seat sessions, which is kind of like speed mentoring, business mentoring. And really it's an opportunity for people to ask questions. So I'd urge you, if you're watching and you have a question that you want me to address, not even around that topic of how do you manage all the things and the time issue. Time is a big thing. Pop them in the comments, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. But just on that note of what I see people talking about and what I see people struggling with, and even what I struggle with from running a business, and quite a robust business, and I've been doing business stuff for 27 years, and it has changed. What hasn't changed is the time thing. It's always following us around. How can I do things more effectively, more productively, not spend all my time stressed about all the things and then feeling bad that you can't get at them. And what makes it different now to back when I started my business journey all those years ago, where we didn't have social media, the time thing was still the issue. But what's different now is the absolute black hole of social media, the absolute pull that social media has on us. And it sucks. I can see it, and I hear it, and I'm talking to people every day about this. I opened my social media to do a post, and I looked at the clock, and 2 hours later I resurfaced, because it's designed, we're all on here, and it's designed to keep us on here, right? So we all can feel it, can't we? And so that is the difference, and I see quite clearly that is where people are getting stuck. We're getting stuck in the whole of social media, and it's very difficult to pull out from that. And it was interesting, something that I guess it goes against what a lot of people are teaching. It goes against what a lot of people are banging on about. We always have to keep at the center of our mind that our social media, the features like Reels, for example, doing Reels all the time is not a business strategy. It's not the golden nugget, it's a tactic. Tactics and strategy are two different things in business. It's a tactic, just like hashtags is a tactic. This live stream is a tactic. It's not my business strategy. And we're being bombarded with people telling us that we have to be on Reels all the time. Do the Reels, get the reach, your business is going to fly. Which that is not the reality. And we get stuck in these tactics and that keep us on the platform. And the rest of the 360 around us, the other things that impact our business, gets left behind because we're so sucked into this black hole of social media. Don't get me wrong, social media is an amazing tool when it's used in conjunction with your business strategy. It has to start with, over here off social media, what is it that I'm trying to create? What am I trying to do? How am I going to make money from this? How am I going to reach my audience? What's my messaging like? Who am I selling to? I'm using the tactics that are available to me, specific to my goal that is laid out in my little strategy that I don't. And strategy doesn't have to be a big long business plan. Allergic, like, I hate business plans. I love them in a one page, this grand. Like this 5 hours writing a business plan, it just breaks your soul. And I don't believe it's necessary for a lot of businesses until you're at a different level. To start off, I think that's where people get stuck in the weeds of that, and it wrecks their head. So I think I'm banging on about this because I feel like we are, people that are selling you how to use Reels are killing it because they're educating you on how to use Reels, and that's what they're selling. Business in a sustainable long-term way cannot be just built around Reels. It can't, because when people get to the Reels and see you, what happens then? Where do you bring them? What's the conversation like? What happens when they get to your website? What's your offer like? Your messaging, the after? There are so many elements to it, yet we get sucked in like a big suction thing into, I have to do all these Reels and do the thing, and it's so important and it's all that matters. And is it? Sure, it gets you the visibility, it gets you the reach, but that's only one part of it. That's like having and I always break this down because I'm completely old school and I'm from bricks and mortar business. My first business was a restaurant, and I always go back to the bricks and mortar, right? Because online is quite similar, isn't it? It's like having this kick-ass front window onto the street and people are walking past us. Wow, that's so cool. Look what they're doing. Ooh, look. And then they open the door and there's nothing inside. Nothing happens. Or it's like, oh yeah, do you want to buy something? Run away. We have to look at it like a building of the front window is my social, what's happening on the front to get the attention. What happens when people open the door? That's where most people have nothing inside. There's the door, but there's nothing inside that will resonate, that will serve, that will make sense to the person that they're trying to sell to. So don't get caught in the weeds of, I have to be all over Reels and doing a million hashtag research, and it's all about social selling. Social selling doesn't just stop with the social apps that we're using to sell. It can't, if you think about it, it doesn't make logical sense. So I want you to rise above all the things being shouted at you and screamed at you like I'm doing now. But all of those flashing lights of how glitzy and you'll go viral and you'll reach 50 million people. What does that actually mean? You'll reach 50 million people, you'll have a trillion followers, but what does that mean if you're not converting them into sales? It's fine for people teaching it because people want to learn how they got 50 million followers. But what does it mean to actual businesses not teaching anything? They're selling products, And I think this is a really important conversation to highlight because I see it every day. Tara, I can't sell on social media. It's not working for me. I'm not doing enough Reels, is it? No. But where are you bringing them? What's your what happens on the other side? What's your message like? What's your product like? What's your offer? Do you do flash sales? What does that look like? Let's do that. Do you mind the Reels, Do you mind the Reels a while? Stop! Have a plan. I know, planning nerd. But planning works, gang. And it makes it much easier to turn up on social media when you know what the objectives are. Where are you sending people? And even on the call this morning in the factory, we do Q&As every Friday. And on the call this morning, back to bricks and mortar, we were talking about an event that's happening in April, and a fair, like a big huge eventy thing where there's all stalls and everything. And you know, it's interesting how can I make sure that this investment that I'm going to make in this event, that I'm going to have my stall, my product, as my target market is going to be there, how am I going to not even capitalize on it, because straight away, you know, the thing, how am I going to make more sales? We have to think long term with stuff, not just how am I going to sell stuff, how am I going to grow my followers. Well, hang on a second. How are you going to cultivate a community around what you do? Grab the attention of the correct people and connect them to you, learn about them, build a relationship, and then sell. Like, you can't just go in and I have to sell, like, you know. And how can you create an environment even offline to get leads? And what leads are, you know, making it easy for someone that has seen your work, that has met you, to engage with them when they're not around you anymore, you know. And it's the same online. How can you do that? And my 3-day bootcamp that is coming up on the 4th to the 6th of April, we talk all about this. So the link is in the bio if you want to learn how to do that and what I'm actually on about today. I just feel so passionate about it, and it's just so important that people don't get sucked in just with social media. Anyway, rant. It's Ranty Friday. Oh my gosh, it's Frenchy Friday. Oh, maybe I should just do a Ranty Friday thing. So I want to see a lot of people coming in there. Hey Bernice says, I split my time, 3 days writing, 3 days painting, schedule my social media posts and do email and admin early in the morning. Love it. And we kicked off, of course, I go off in tangents with everything. You know that, Bernice, from being in the factory. I love that. And we talked about how can we fit it all in? How can we schedule? And I love that you do that, Bernice, that there's that almost block of time for departments, I guess, of your business, right? So if you break up your tasks around what you're doing, and you know what, it's awareness of where you're spending your time as well. It's paying attention. Like, how long have I been on Instagram? Like, I've done my post, I've engaged a little bit, but like, I'm on for an hour and a half. Like, that's not necessary, and it's not healthy either, because we get pulled the wrong way, we get distracted, imposter syndrome, feed, you know, it's not good for us, right? So it's paying attention, first of all, where am I spending most of my time? Second of all, what are the things that I'm doing in my business to actually grow my business? Or am I just getting, as I ranted there, getting sucked into doing reels all the time and getting, you know, and enjoying it because it's fun. But is that the thing that's moving the needle for me in my business? What are the things I'm doing on a daily basis to actually move my business in the right way? And where do you want that place to be? Like, Bernice is amazing, you know, pivoting her business, focusing on how she does things, pushing forward, not like amazing lady. And you have an exhibition, don't you, Bernice? Tell us in the comments where it is, or have you announced that yet? Learning, engaging, and just, you know, not getting sucked into the things that, the trendy things, the tactics that suck all our time. Why? Because they're designed to. That's why they're so huge. So as a business owner, our objective is to be aware. That's the first thing. Where am I spending my time? Conscious of, what am I actually doing to move the needle? Do these things make sense? Like, am I selling from doing reels? If yes, fantastic, go with it. If I haven't made a sale from doing any reels or any of my social media actually, then look at that. Like, why are you spending all your time there to fix it? That feeds the overwhelm, lack of motivation, and you want to just give up. Like, this is shit. This doesn't work. I'm crap. My work is crap. I knew it. They were all right. You know? Feed the wrong thing. Like, stop. It doesn't work. What else am I doing around my business? Have I an email list? Like, do I blog? What's my website like? there's a world outside social, gang. It's really important to support the tactics of social media. It is a 360 operation. So I wanted to highlight that today. I don't know how you guys feel about social media, and I know I did a poll in Bite the Biscuit last week, or the week before, and the top answer that came back was overwhelm and love-hate relationship with social media. And I just feel really strongly about this, and just to say that the book doesn't stop there. It can't, like, if you know, and it's logical brain time, and how we achieve that and how we kind of make sense of that is spacing ourselves away from social media and not expecting virality or huge business growth just because we got 5 new followers, or just because we hit 10,000 followers. Yeah, I've made it. Made what? Are you selling from that? Like, you know, are you happy with where your business is going, or is it the ego boost that number gives you? They're two hugely different things. So don't get caught in that whirlwind of it's almost like we're being mesmerized by it, aren't we? Anyway, that is my topic for today. So I want you to pay attention to what are you working on every day in your business. Be conscious of that, and look at, like Bernice said, look at making sure you're scheduling in your calendar, or however you work your systems in your. I use Google Calendar for everything, and my Scrum board. How or what you are doing, say on a Monday morning from 9 to 12. What do you do in that chunk? You know, what is it that you do? Because if we default, we open our social, and that Monday 9 to 12 is gone. You're gone. You're sucked in, like, you know. So just be careful of the social Hoover, gang. Okay, it was a warning call today. I hope that has helped you maybe look at things in a different way, and just pay attention to it. Eilish says, hey Eilish says, social media gives me anxiety. I dread creating stuff for it. Yeah, I know. And and I feel as well, and I mentioned this, I think, in the newsletter that just went out earlier, actually. It's almost pretending to, it's that pretense of having everything sorted on social, and it's not knowing what to talk about and what you're actually doing there. So we react, don't we, Eilish? And that causes huge anxiety when you're reacting. You know, I better be on social, I better post something or say something. What did I say? I don't know. So you just get something up and then you run away. And then you run away and look at what other amazing people are doing, and then you feel crap about yourself. Feed the anxiety, like, we've all been there, gang. And please, just separate it from your thinking with regards to what you do. Just keep it separate, and, you know, start, finish, end. I do social media from this time to this time, and then I turn it off. Imagine not going in there at all and doing something else, like, you know. Hey Kim, thanks Kim. Well done with your, I just saw you did a live as well, didn't you, Kim, with your the Daffodil Day donation thing that you did. So well done on that. That's brilliant. It's funny, isn't it, with the Ukraine disaster, everyone is giving. Obviously we all want to help so much, and, you know, everyone's giving, and, you know, the other day my friend works in fundraising, and, you know, she said, like, they're all coming together. Obviously the world is, and it's amazing, the support and everything, but she said it's kind of sad too for all the other charities that are struggling as well. You know, it's such a hard thing. You know, she has done this for years, and such a hard thing to keep going for people normally, but when something like a huge disaster like the Ukraine war and the Russian invasion, it really affects everything else. So, you know, it's a tough one, isn't it, for everyone to survive and flourish with it. So, gang, just tip of the day: watch your time on social media. Know that Reels is a tactic and it's not a business strategy. So please be aware of that, and the expectation can't just solely be on all these social people that are telling you reels are the way to sell. It cannot just be the only thing that you do around your business. It might work for a little time, but for a sustainable long-term business that you can rely on, it's not a great thing to focus on solely. So I'll leave you with that on a Friday. Have a fantastic weekend. I hope you get up to something nice. I'll see you next Friday on the Friday Takeaway, where we'll have a guest in with me. I'll be announcing that during the week. And if you want to keep up with news and all that good stuff, just hop on the newsletter. There's a weekly newsletter that goes out with all the things and lots of other things. There's lots of tips and just interesting articles and interesting topics that I find and I consume throughout my week, that I share with you every Friday on the email list, which is in the link in the bio. Oh my gosh, it's Friday, I'm losing my mind. So I'll see you next Friday, gang. Have a lovely weekend. Thanks. Hey Hilary, hey Lyra, bye, see ya.